I am meeting a fellow YouTuber at the Alamo today. She's never been here. And I am going to show her the Alamo, or just tour it with her and go through the little area. You know, no matter how many times you come here, it's still awesome. It really is. Outside the Alamo, they have several bronze sculptures, and my friend, you can see right there, George Nelson is the artist. He has done all of the bronze sculptures here, and he's done all of the paintings that I'll show you in a minute. And he's actually given me a couple of his prints, and we excavated together. I excavated here at the Alamo Plaza several years ago, and he was my digging buddy. He was in my unit. He was volunteering. And did y'all notice the sponsor, Phil Collins? He is a huge Alamo fan. He collects memorabilia. There's Shirley! Shirley went inside the Alamo, and since I've been in there so many times, I decided to stay outside and walk around. According to the Archaeological Society, trying to get rid of some of those shops out front. You know, they've got the typical, it's kind of like if you've ever been to Niagara Falls, you know, they have all the touristy things, and they're trying to do away with that, which I'm glad. Look at this oak tree. Isn't that amazing? And they do sell all through Central Texas, they sell these stands because the limbs are so heavy. They sell, some of them have a T-shape to them to support the live oak branches, but it's beautiful. And look, this talks about the archaeology. This is exactly what we were doing. And you know what's crazy is when we were digging, there are so many old pipes like this blue going through there, and my unit with George, oh my god, it was like a spaghetti bowl. And I asked one of the guys who was one of the maintenance men, I said, how do we know which ones are, you know, like old and live? He said, we don't. So I said, don't even mess with them. So that was kind of weird. But here's the side of the Alamo. But if you ever get a chance to come down here, you should. The area where I was excavating, I might be able to show it to you, was down, let's see, yeah, back in the distance were those trees along that fence. I think that's where our site was, maybe a little bit closer. And we were in the area where there were animals, so it was like, you know, the animal pens and things like that. And I was actually called, I don't know if you're familiar with San Fernando Plaza. That's one of the old churches that was here the same time of the Alamo. It might vary a little bit, but I was called down to that plaza. They found some bones and they weren't sure if they were animal or human, and so they stopped excavation with the backhoe and called me in, and it was kind of a lot of pressure. I thought, oh gosh, everybody's watching me. So they got me in a hard hat. I got down in the trench, which was pretty skinny. And everything I found was animal bone, and they literally said, okay, animal bone, let's go, and they just started back up again. I thought, oh my god, I hope I'm right. but that was kind of neat. It's, you know, it's somber around here. They want it quiet. I mean, this is, you know, just for the respect of the people who fought here, and it's part of Texas history. Oh, we got a little drummer. There we go. And I'm going to show you something really interesting when Shirley and I go into the area where there's artwork from George Nelson, and I will show you something really interesting about one of his paintings. This is all of George's artwork. Oh, here we go, Shirley. Amazing. Gosh. My gosh. Wow. This is a fairly new section of behind the Alamo, they have a lot of artifacts. A lot of these are on loan from Phil Collins, and it is a really large collection. I don't want to bore y'all with a lot of museum stuff, but it's a really fine collection. And yes, I'm going to show you lots of guns and knives because I like that stuff, and the craftsmanship is unbelievable. My dad likes these.
Phil Collins. Wow.
Look at the little derringers. The boot knife. This is what we need, Shirley. A boot knife.
It's a boot knife,
Yeah.
so you just stick
Yeah.
it down in your boot.
Yeah.
Well, first I need some boots.
Is that a powder horn? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
These were also donated by Phil Collins. It's like, is this whole display Phil Collins?
It's beautiful. Look at this. Those are beautiful. Just the craftsmanship is unbelievable. Look at that.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
So folding knives. Focus around the style imported to New Spain and traded or sold on the Look at the inlay.
I know, it's beautiful. Alright, we have some of those. Cover their boots. Ooh, conquistador spear.
Amazing artifacts here. Look at these.
Wow, there's your boots.
Are they?
Oh, that's beautiful. Really beautiful. Oh, for home defense. 95 caliber. Huh. I'm going to break in real quick to see if you notice the narration in the background, and that is actually Phil Collins. He's in the next room. They have a little small model of the whole Alamo fort, and he is narrating that, which I think is kind of funny that an Englishman is narrating at the Alamo.
And people know it as the Victor Death Letter. And so he wrote this letter. But one of those documents is really interesting because guess what? It's when we entered the Alamo, we had to learn a few bushels of corn. We move on to the shopping list of what we had. And you lose that emotion. But today,
That wood.
that shopping list is very important because it says we have 30 handles of thieves. This is the first time in the history of that document that it is sitting next to the receipt for the 30 handles of thieves. So we actually have the actual receipt from the cabinet. It's also the first time that the letter comes back to the editor. You
Can't believe I was at the Alamo and lucky enough to see the actual victory or death letter, and it was pretty emotional knowing that Travis wrote that letter knowing that they were going to all die. On the topic of what I said in the beginning of the video about showing y'all something really neat, I wasn't able to show it because part of the artwork area was closed for renovation, but in this area right here that I'm showing now, George painted a painting with a camel, and a little boy was pointing up to the camel. But the Alamo Commission, they made him take the camel out, and the little boy is pointing up into the air at nothing. But if you look really closely at the painting, you can still see the outline of the camel. And if you don't know about the camels, they were brought over, I think, 1855 maybe. They thought they would do well in the Texas climate, Texas heat, and they were also a big group that went into the Southwest, and that's actually part of the High Jolly area And around Quartzsite, that's all part of the whole camel story. It's really interesting if you want to look it up. Pretty. Quiet.
This is a very pretty area.
Mm-hmm. Video my foot.
I videoed your head.
Okay.
I would not do that. Oh, there's bubble gum down there.
Oh yeah. Look how pretty that
I'm not a
is. That's
fish
just a
eater,
pretty.
but-
Oh, that's right. Fish, fungus, and what? Fruit.
Fruit.
See? I watch you. It's pretty. That's street level, so we're below street level. There's Shirley taking video, following the yellow brick road.
And the Poodle Professor.
Yay! It's kind of hard to get a good picture. Pretty. Taking Shirley to the Menger Hotel.
Yeah.
So pretty. I'll show her the bar. If you're down by the Alamo or the Riverwalk, I highly recommend going to the Menger Hotel. It's within walking distance of the Alamo. It is famous for Teddy Roosevelt recruiting the Rough Riders. He attended the bar lots of times. There's actually a bullet hole in one of the walls, and it is actually supposedly haunted. It was so nice meeting you, Shirley. I'm so glad we were able to arrange a meeting. It was fun going down to the Alamo and the Riverwalk. I'm so glad we got to meet. It's fun always meet a fellow YouTuber. And I also met Dawn and her husband, but I didn't get permission to put their picture. And maybe someday we can all meet up to camp. That would be so much fun. Thanks for watching. So much fun. If you get a good chance to go to the Alamo, don't miss it.